Hi, and good Friday to you. Thanks for being a part of it on this 17th day of November. I believe most of you, if not nearly all, will be headed to Maroon and White Night just as soon as we wrap up the program. You've got plenty of time to get there, plenty of things to see. Hope to see you there. And if not, I'm sure that we'll have some highlights for you on next week's programming. Tonight, however, we've got a lot of ground to cover before we get out of here, and that will include Johnson County indictments, a lawsuit against the Big Sandy Jail dismissed with prejudice, and also a totally electronic, safe, indoor way for law enforcement and even citizens to train in use of firearms and other personal protection. It's as lifelike as it gets without being life. And I'll take you to that scene and put you right in the middle of that scenario and that simulator in just a few moments, and a lot of other news and information to pass along. A lot of fraud to pass along, or alleged fraud, we'll say, tonight. I do have before me what appears to be a 9-page indictment against former State Representative Keith Hall of Pikeville, who is currently serving the remainder of his 7-year sentence in federal prison for his conviction back in 2015 for, as you may recall, I do believe, bribing a state inspector to look the other way when it came to violations at some of Hall's surface coal mines. Now, Keith Hall has been indicted on new federal charges. This time he's accused of faking documents and papers for a customer that would indicate or indicated that he indeed had insurance when he didn't on a company that he owned to keep a contract with that client. He faces up to 20 years on these new charges. And closer to home, in a similar matter, if you will, a former employee of the Prestonsburg City Utilities Commission in a lawsuit filed just earlier this month alleges that a individual there within the commission used the public funds of the city and, of course, of the taxpayers to purchase equipment for a personal use and other items. Judy Ratliff was said to have been the Human Resources Director from 2009 until just earlier this year for the Prestonsburg City Utilities Commission, and she says in her lawsuit that she started to find discrepancies in financial records and noticed a pattern of what she describes of serious corruption, that she also alleges that Chief Executive Officer and Superintendent Turner Eddie Campbell, used agency-issued credit cards for personal use, that he bought computers, cell phones, and a list of other items. And despite the Utilities Commission taking in $1 million every month, that they couldn't keep up with their bills or vendors weren't being paid. She also says that she met with Eddie Clark back in June, one of the 3 commissioners, to report the situation. He agreed to investigate, and then a month and a half later, she was called into his office and was terminated for employment. Now, Campbell has denied all the allegations in Ratliff's lawsuit. He has called them a complete and total fabrication. And, of course, this isn't the first go-around for something like this for Prestonsburg. Former Mayor Jerry Fannin, he's getting ready to stand trial in U.S. District Court, charged with illegally using city money to support an arena football team that he had interest in when he was an investor. On another note, this was just, you hear things here beyond being shocked, I think, but at the same time, it's hard to imagine. Nevertheless, a man in Boyd County is facing multiple charges. He sold a pregnant woman drugs, heroin that was laced with fentanyl. Most everyone knows fentanyl, much stronger than any other drug, and just a gram or two, not even a gram, a grain or two can send you into serious overdose almost instantaneously. Lee Collins of 30 is charged with fetal homicide and wanton endangerment. He sold a woman in Ashland, according to the Commonwealth Attorney's Office, heroin laced with fentanyl back in June of this year, and she died. An unborn child died as well. He was recently jailed and lodged in the Boyd County Detention Center as a result. Our local headlines will begin right after this. Indictments out of Johnson County as soon as we come back. To get high-speed internet on their state-of-the-art fiber optic network for all of your home and business solutions, or to watch TV without a contract on over 200 digital channels with superb quality, or stay connected with family and friends with 24/7 telephone service you can always depend on, contact Foothills Broadband today. Or just click on their link to the right to find out how they're working to provide the latest in communications at affordable prices with exceptional service at Foothills Broadband. Santa's coming and he's riding in on 4 wheels with a big bag full of WeatherTech products, laser-made floor liners, in-window rain guards, bed covers, and more that he got at Black Smoke Performance cheaper than anywhere else. And he also got 20% off all 4x4 accessories, lifts, lights, wheels, winches, bumpers, hitches, and more. And so can you if you call Black Smoke Performance at 100 May Drive in Sayersville, 349-8785. Hey everybody, stop by Gateway Motors and pick your choice of Impalas for cheap. This is a 2011 for $6,900, and this 2010 has under 100,000 miles and is only $5,900. This 2000 Caddy, $29.95 and just over 120,000 miles. And this is a super cool '08 Kia Rio, $39.95. Great miles and shape. Call today for quick pre-credit approval, $0 down, low income approval, and most payments under $200 a month at Gateway Motors in Sayersville, 349 Cars.
I'm attorney Don McFarland. We all know that times are hard, jobs are scarce. Most people that I know are struggling to support their families and make it through each day. Now imagine that you get seriously hurt while working on the job, and the insurance company for your employer refuses to pay wages and benefits while you are injured and cannot afford to pay medical expenses, household bills, and put food on the table to support your family. I can help. If you are being wrongfully denied workers' compensation benefits that you rightfully deserve, then give me a call and let me go to work for you. 349-9000.
Wanting you to have a healthier life means providing access to quality, affordable health care. And to do exactly that, Hope Family Medical Center offers full dental care with Dr. Pratt and his team, a pediatrician team of 3 doctors and nurses and moms, complete health care by family physician Dr. Kelly Pratt and nurse practitioners Mildred Sizemore, Gail Faria, Shannon Conley, and Heather Blair. Behavioral health services with Kimberly Davis, with in-house lab testing and results, in-house x-ray and pharmacy, and all the caring, knowledge, and experience that these medical professionals represent
at Hope Family Medical Center.
Yes, Logan makes the best truck bodies on the market, and they also have a fully stocked warehouse of dump body parts, PTOs, hydraulic pumps, hoists, anything you need to get back on the road. And they are a full-service steel and aluminum service center. They keep I-beam, channel, angle, pipe, round rod, rebar, expanded metal, sheet metal, and aluminum all in stock. And if you've got a big project, they do commercial manufacturing to your specs. Logan, since 1904. In Johnson County headlines, just over 24 individuals indicted by a sitting grand jury this week. We will, for time's sake, limited on my part earlier today, that is, I will go through as many as possible, and I actually grouped these into cases in which everyone involved in the indictments listed tonight were in complicity with someone else, and most, if not all, as you can very well imagine, are drug-related charges, which is the situation for more than 90% of the cases that we present per indictments, not just in Johnson, but in Magoffin County as well. In a case that set records in Johnson County and the viewing area for that matter, and not in a good way, 3 people have been indicted on complicity drug charges. 61-year-old Hank Pelfrey of Langley indicted on first-degree trafficking of methamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia, as were 29-year-old Caleb Blackburn Prater and 41-year-old Toby Akers of Martin, indicted on the same charges as Pelfrey. Akers also indicted as being a first-degree persistent felony offender. This goes back to the more than 2 pounds of crystal methamphetamine worth over $100,000 and over $1,000 in cash that were seized in a Paintsville hotel back several months ago. In another complicity case, 4 individuals indicted on trafficking in methamphetamine. 32-year-old David Cantrell of Paintsville, trafficking in methamphetamine, as well as indicted on charges of driving under the influence of aggravated circumstances and possession of a controlled substance in the 3rd degree and possession of drug paraphernalia. Complicit with him, 40-year-old Gregory Hicks of Clay City, first-degree trafficking in methamphetamine, possession of paraphernalia, and possession of a controlled substance, that controlled substance being listed as narco. Hicks also being charged as a second-degree persistent felony offender. 48-year-old Alicia Baldwin of Paintsville, indicted on the same charges of trafficking in methamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia and possession in the third. And 48-year-old Tammy Blair of Oil Springs, also indicted in the same case on first-degree trafficking in methamphetamine, as well as third-degree possession of a controlled substance and possession of drug paraphernalia. These two men indicted on complicity charges for first-degree possession of methamphetamine as well as possession of drug paraphernalia. They're 40-year-old Bobby Estep of Whittensville and 37-year-old Gary Fraley of Thialca. And two other people were indicted for being complicit with each other. Jerry Pentica, 43, of East Point, indicted on first-degree possession of methamphetamine, and 46-year-old David Tackett, indicted for the same case on charges of first-degree possession of methamphetamine, as well as possession of drug paraphernalia. On Monday's program, I'll pick up where I left off with those indictments and bring the rest of those to you as were handed down by the Johnson County Grand Jury this week. Also coming out of Johnson County and just next to the Justice Center, a press release today in regards to a report that I aired several days ago about a federal lawsuit that has been dismissed by Judge Karen K. Caldwell. Just in the past week or two, a Sagersville man filed a federal case against the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center, who we left unnamed per the sensitive nature of the lawsuit. But nevertheless, he claimed that in November of last year, he was the victim of a sexual assault in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center, and that the guards did nothing to prevent it or offer aid afterwards. However, in a press release today, released by the jail and jail administrator Pete Fitzpatrick, it says that, quote, pursuant to an order and judgment from Karen K. Caldwell, Chief Judge of the United States District Court for the Eastern District of Kentucky, that federal lawsuit that had been filed versus the Big Sandy Jail has been dismissed with prejudice. It's my understanding, therefore, that the case will not be allowed to be brought back before the courts. I'll be right back. Don't drive or let your family drive on unsafe tires because it's tax time or the holidays. Get 6 months no-interest financing on all of the thousands of tires in stock every day at Conley Tire. And until December the 11th, get $70 back on any set of new Michelins. Conley Tire in Staffordsville, 297-2424.
There's a lot to be thankful for this November. Friends, family feasts, and fantastic savings from Appalachian Wireless. All this month, get the Samsung GS8 for just $49.99 or the GS8 Plus for just $149.99. Both phones now $100 off the regular price. 2-year agreement required. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless, an East Kentucky network company.
Hi, I'm Attorney Jeff Lovely. At my law office, we're determined to offer you and your family outstanding, cost-effective, and responsive legal services. I can help you if you've been injured in a car wreck. I'll be in your corner if you have a DUI or other criminal charges. You can file bankruptcy and stop those harassing phone calls, or I'll fight for you and your children in divorce and custody cases. For all your legal services, contact me when it matters. In Syersville at 349-4522, and West Liberty at 743-1965.
Hello, McGoffin County. I'm Matthew Wireman, and I'm officially announcing my candidacy for County Judge Executive on the Democrat ticket. I've decided to run for this office not to satisfy a thirst for power. I'm running because I love McGoffin County, and I believe prosperity is within our reach. I want to use my skills, experience, and leadership to serve you and to help make our county a better place to live, work, and raise our kids. I'm asking for your support during this campaign and for your vote on Election Day. Thank you.
You want chicken? We've got chicken. We've got the best chicken of anywhere right here at your Sayersville Lee's Famous Recipe. And we've got the best fish dinner, too. 2 perfectly golden fillets with wedges or fries, hush puppies, and homemade slaw. And you want shrimp? We've got shrimp, too. Get 8 big, tasty shrimp with all the fixings. And we understand if you can't decide, Get the combo. The best chicken, the best fish, and the best shrimp at your Sayersville Lee's. KACO, the Kentucky Association of Counties, offers traveling firearms simulators to Kentucky law enforcement and county governments to give officers and officials, even civic groups, the opportunity to experience the situations and the circumstances that hundreds of thousands of law enforcement officers across the country encounter on a daily basis, teaching and training in how to respond and make decisions in hundreds of different scenarios. It's all in a life-size, very realistic, albeit electronic and controlled environment. And one of those simulators is in Magoffin County right now at the request of the Magoffin County Sheriff's Department.
And I contacted Deputy Gosler, and he was very interested in it. And once the training come available, we sent him to Frankfurt for an 8-hour class. It's been very beneficial. We're able to certify our officers on their annual shooting certification in the warm, basically. As you say, we're not standing up on the range and hit 35 degrees trying to shoot. So it's been very beneficial to us.
And it is completely realistic. A life-size scenario synced to simulated guns, tasers, pepper spray, and flashlights. It even responds to and reacts to officers' voices and commands.
This machine allows us to put all the officers through things that we encounter every day, whether it be things that might happen in the courtroom, traffic stops, domestic violence situations, just a multitude of things that we do every day. And we can do this in a safe, controlled environment where we can just practice, learn, and try to learn to do everything better, have better encounters, try to interact with the public better. You know, it's a good way to do a lot of training, and every situation is different, and depending on what each person does, I can run through the same scenario. There can be 2 or 3 different outcomes of that same scenario, so you don't become complacent in what you do. You're always looking for what can and will happen at times. So it's just a good, safe way to do that and kind of help keep all of us safe in what we do and help the people that we come in contact with to be safe as well.
They're seeing scenarios on this thing that they may face someday that they never have, and it's kind of sharpening their tools to that. There's several things on there that I hope we never see, but we need to be ready for it. Well, I'd like to see members of the school system, all police officers of the county, state police, anybody wants to really, a basic homeowner that maybe needs some practice on handling a weapon, or we pretty much have an open door policy here. Anytime that Reggie's around, he'll open up and set up for them.
And all that have used it agree that it offers the ability to train indoors, obviously, without bullets to buy, with no dangers present, and is probably even more effective in many ways, not all, but in many ways, more so than shooting at a live range at static targets.
It's very detailed. I think the accuracy is probably the best that I've encountered, and it's all laser detected. The shots are just very, very close to dead on. Sometimes when some of the people come at you, some of the guys have actually backpedaled and thought they were actually, somebody was coming after them. You know, it's that realistic. I've had one guy almost jump over a table to try to find cover. You know, it's just really good. You'd be surprised in some of these situations when you get in front of it, how real and detailed it is. And you just have to be able to come and do what you have to do in that split second.
The device is set up, as I said, is on loan. They hope to have it at least another week, and if they can keep up the interest in it, and maybe even a little bit longer than that before I think it goes on to its next stop in Pikeville. If you're interested, you can contact the Magoffin County Sheriff's Department to find out more. And I didn't mention it, but obviously all those videos were all actors, no blood, no real situations, but very, very lifelike. I'll be right back. As I was about to say, tomorrow is indeed the last day for the annual open house at Fraser's Prater Drug Store. That's right, everything in the store, 20% off and some other big discounts. They've got refreshments and they've had door prizes. They've had gifts all week, and it's just a wonderful place to go for the holidays. And nowhere else will you find the clothing, the decor, the gift ideas, and certainly anything and everything for the holidays, from hot cocoa to Elf on the Shelf to whatever you're looking for, and even what you don't know exists in this world, you can find at Fraser's Prater Drugs Seasonal Shop. And tomorrow is the last day for the big sale, the big annual holiday or Christmas open house in downtown Sagersville. At least 20% off everything, refreshments, door prizes, gifts, and more at the Seasonal Shop. Like our 100% safe and secure mobile banking app at Sagersville National, we're always working to make your life a little easier. And our mobile deposit feature gives you more freedom and more time to do what you love the most. Just open the app, confirm the amount, and click. You're done. A safe, no-hassle way to manage your money from anywhere in the... Well, you get the drift. Now get the app at Sagersville National Bank. 349-3131. Layaway now for Christmas at Parkway Gun and Pawn on all new and pre-owned guns, on everything from the best in personal protection to the very best sport and hunting rifles. And layaway is available on all the other great gift ideas, all priced at pennies on the dollar. And if you need a little extra cash for the holidays, they'll loan you cash today on just about anything worth $1. Parkway Gun and Pawn. I've got another tidbit, a cute one. I think it's cute. I think you will too. That I'll pass along to you real quickly before we leave. But before we get to that, I've got calendar announcements, your weather, and more. One announcement that's in but just not on your screen. Mount Sinai Church of Sagersville is taking donations of coats and scarves and gloves and toboggans, baby blankets, or quilts that they can take in, new or gently used. If you would like to make a monetary donation, that too, of course, will go towards their cause. They do this every holiday season, and if you would like to be a part of that, seeing that those items get to those who need it most, you can contact 349-2835 for more information. That's 349-2835. I'll have that in the calendar in the days to come. Here's a real quick community calendar for you this Friday, followed by, of course, local obituary announcements and your weather forecast before someone was having a pretty good day. Someone who's having a pretty big birthday is now 18-year-old Skylar Bailey. Skylar, with a lot of love, it says, from Mom, Sophia, and Emily Bailey. Happy, happy birthday to you. 18's a big one. Happy birthday, Skylar Bailey. I'll have time to remind you next week, but Thanksgiving Day is the only day that they're going to be running super early, but they're running every day as usual, picking up your garbage. From Rumpke, just get your garbage out extra early next Thursday. And keep in mind, call one of these elves if you would like to make sure that some child, children, or family has an extra special Christmas. Dalton's Elves and Silent Nights can be reached through their elves at the bottom of your screen. You can also find those same folks on Facebook. And details in tonight about the services to be held in honor of 71-year-old Larry J. Allen of Trace Fork, who passed away on the 14th. He's survived by his wife, Peggy Turner Allen, and a son, James Michael Allen, stepchildren, Frank and Michael, and Yvette Howe. Visitation will be this evening from 6 to 10 at the Magoffin County Funeral Home. Military rites are also to be held this evening as well. Services, I believe, are to be private and for the family. As for your weather forecast, here's what's in store, man. It's going to be a wild one tomorrow, pretty woolly. 48 for tonight. Clouds will be on the increase. A slight chance of some isolated showers late. I'm talking about 3, 4 in the a.m., but those showers will increase tomorrow, a likelihood. We will see some showers tomorrow. Not wall-to-wall, no big major rainfall totals, but right now showers and storms. We're going to see winds on average for 8 to 32 mile per hour gusts, and when that front and that line rolls through tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, well, we could see gusts upwards of even more than that. So keep that in mind. Thunderstorms not out of the realm of possibility after 5 o'clock, I think, certainly for us tomorrow. On the back side of that front, 38 degrees and 18 for Sunday night's low. Yep, that's going to be a cold one. I think the precipitation is going to be gone for us by then, as far as any lingering chances of some snowflakes. That's possible, but right now, I think for the most part, they will be gone. If you see any, it's going to be few and far between. But clearing skies late on your Sunday will be followed by sunny skies and clear skies Monday, 48-27. Here's the trend leading up to Thanksgiving. 57, mostly sunny on your Tuesday. Wednesday, low 50s, but still holding on to some sunshine. And for Thanksgiving Day, I'm holding on to mostly sunny, 50 degrees, and sunshine rolling right on thereafter. A really, really nice Thanksgiving forecast in store. Okay, this is cute. At least I thought so, and everyone that I showed it to thought so as well. If you're a little bit squeamish, I mean, this is nothing more than looking at a raw steak, if that. But if you're a little bit squeamish, just close your eyes and go on, and someone sitting next to you can tell you what it was. But it's just a fine example of someone who was having a pretty good day for themselves. You know, sometimes you find a little change in the couch. Sometimes you get into an old coat, find a little dollar bill or something. Maybe get the clothes out of the washer. You find a 5 or a 10. You have a bright new day. And this fella's having a bright new day all to himself. I don't know who was cleaning the deer, but I know that he found it, or at least a good leg of it, and was having a nice little trip, planning on where he was going to take care of it, walking his way across the Dixie Bridge earlier today. He was happy. And I'm happy to have had you being a part of the program. I'm off to Maroon and White Night. Thanks for watching. See you back here tomorrow. Excuse me, Monday, obviously. Good night.